Welcome to Shows World Gamers, Josh here, and the June Nintendo Direct is imminent. So I wanted to take a few minutes to predict a few things I expect we'll be seeing and a few fingers crossed hopeful announcements that would, in my opinion, make this one of the best Directs ever. First, we will start with what should be some pretty vanilla expected things to be there. Now by vanilla, I don't mean not exciting. I just mean that they are something we already know about and have seen, but we may get another look at or get some new information on it. Now these games would include Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Now this game has already had its release date announced of June 16th, and they announced some new characters. There is going to be a 6-player co-op mode, which is going to be really cool. But I do expect a quick check it out on Switch promo to be part of this Nintendo Direct. Now next, I expect to get an announcement for the next set of tracks coming to Mario Kart 8. While it's not going to garner the excitement of the Smash character reveals that we've been getting the last few years, I do expect this to be something like that we can expect in Directs over the next year or so. I also expect some other DLC announcement, especially something for Mario Strikers Battle League, which was just released in a pretty bare-bones state. So I think they will try to ease some concerns people have by giving some info on upcoming DLC. Also, I expect to hear more about upcoming DLC for Switch Sports. We still are missing a few of the game modes they said would be coming, so I think we'll get some info on that. Maybe they'll tell us when we can get that. If it's not just shadow dropped, it's a possibility we could get that at the Direct. Now lastly, with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 coming out in a few weeks, I wouldn't be surprised to see a new trailer on that, as they really push the hype train to get people excited about that game. Now the next group of games I expect we could see, gamers, are some really big games that we know about but could use some more information on. Now some of these games are big enough to have their own specialized directs, so I wouldn't be surprised if any of them are not here, and we may even get an announcement of a personalized direct coming soon. Now I would expect Splatoon 3 to fall in this category, as the game is coming this fall, and we haven't seen a ton on it. We have seen some, but we may see something just to fire up that excitement, give us a little more info on the story mode, stuff like that. That would be really cool. Also, Bayonetta 3 falls in that same boat. We have seen very little of this game, so if it is coming this year, I expect a big new trailer for that. Maybe show us some of the story to get us all excited for that. Also, while I wouldn't be surprised if it's not here, as it got pushed to next year, and it will definitely get a specialized direct just for it, I would love to see some new footage and maybe a title for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel. And also, I'm sure Pokemon Scarlet and Violet also will get their own directs, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're not here, but we could get a new trailer for those also. The next group of games are games that are unannounced that I think could be those big surprises that will get the whole video game industry excited. First off, with all the leaks of a 007 GoldenEye remake coming to Xbox, I think the original N64 version will get announced for the Nintendo Switch Online. Also, there could be some other Nintendo Switch Online announcements, maybe some DLC for different games. It'd be cool if they did give us the DLC for the first Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game, and then maybe they announce a few new games coming to the Switch Online. That would be really cool. Now, with the delay of Breath of the Wild 2, that did get pushed to next year, so this does open up an opportunity for the rumored Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, and Wind Waker twin pack to slip into this holiday season. Zelda fans would be really excited for that. They've been looking forward to a Zelda game for a while, and with Breath of the Wild 2 getting pushed back, that just sets it up perfect for those games to get released. Now next, the also rumored Metroid Prime remake would be really exciting. And speaking of Metroid getting some kind of glimpse of Metroid Prime 3, even though I don't expect it until maybe fall 2023 at the earliest, that would definitely generate some excitement. Now the next game I think we could see is something that was heavily rumored last year, but info has gone cold. There were insiders stating it did exist, but we haven't seen anything, and that would be a new Donkey Kong game. This could be the big announcement to fill the rest of the holiday season for Nintendo, and people would get really excited. We haven't had a new Donkey Kong game since, I think it was like 2015 was the last game. There was a remake of that game on the Switch that came out later, but for a brand new Donkey Kong game, it has been a while, and I think this would be a good time for it. Now, the last thing we can expect is the big one. It's that one last thing announcement. It's almost always the big shocker and everybody goes crazy. It ends the direct on a super high that everybody's talking about. Now, unfortunately, it's almost always an extremely small look at something that's way off, but it's our first look at one of those possible Game of the Year, generation-defining titles. While if it is there, Metroid Prime 3 could fit in here, I think it might be a good time for us to get the first teaser for the next big Mario game. Whether it's Mario Odyssey 2 or something completely new, that would be amazing. The whole video game industry would be scrambling to break down every bit of that teaser trailer. Now, I know what you were thinking. This sounds like the greatest showcase ever, and it probably would be. I'm sure we are not getting all of these things, but even a portion of these could be amazing. Also, other than the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game, I didn't really talk about any indie games. Silk Song, I kind of feel like will be there, but I'm sure there will be others we have not heard of. Alright gamers, those are my predictions for some of the things we may see at this imminent June Nintendo Direct. What do you guys think? We may or may not see. Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. This is historically the biggest month of the year for new game announcements, so it can be kind of hard to keep our expectations in check. But it is a lot of fun to predict what we are going to be seeing and playing in the future. Just try not to get too disappointed if everything you're hoping for isn't revealed. There will always be new games coming, new directs coming. Anyways, thanks for joining us today, gamers. Shoj World out.